Welcome to the Dan K Show, cover edition, hurricane edition. We're outside in the elements here, and I'm going to bring you my three things for the week. Number one, this weather is not hockey weather. First of all, Lucas is kayaking somewhere right now to try to get to us, and he can't find us. So this show is me and me only. The Hampton Roads Whalers tried to host a showcase this week, and you know what? They got it done through the thick and the thin of this weather. They've gotten a great showcase to go. We'll talk about it on today's show. Number two, I feel like I'm in Florida. Breezy Florida with this hurricane this week, so I wore my Don Johnson Miami Vice outfit. Number three, never wear a white blazer in the rain. Bad idea. Let's get inside and get the show started. Another week on the Dan K Show. Let's not blow away. Don Johnson from Miami Vice here on the mic for the Dan K Show. And you know what? This week, I let you know in the open, we lost Lucas. We didn't lose him for good, but Lucas right now is kayaking down his street. We live in southern New Jersey, folks. And we may have not been hit by the hurricane head on, but we have been hit by some winds, some tropical storm rains, and there are some puddles out there that have turned into rivers, lakes, and oceans. And you know, don't go chasing waterfalls, folks. That's all I got to tell you. Just stick to the rivers that you're used to. That's what TLC always said, and we don't want no scrubs on this show today. Let's start with a guy who definitely is not a scrub. We're calling this the cover issue, the cover show, the cover story. This is the guy, he's the story of the USPHL right now. It's Johnny Deroche. You saw right after our open there a beautiful video, a nice little behind-the-scenes look at the cover shoot for Johnny Deroche, Boston Junior Bruins forward. Johnny's having a great start to this year. He had a great year last year, basically a great year every year, and that's where he's gotten to where he's going. And let's talk about the tier system in this league that's created John Deroche. It's in the article. If you go to USA Junior Hockey Magazine, you could buy your copy, grab your copy today. Actually, it's a free publication. Grab your copy, get it, hot off the presses, read it up. USA Junior Hockey, the number one place for USA hockey news. Print media, gotta love it. But Johnny Deroche, you know, this is a guy, he's a Quinnipiac University commit. But how'd he get there? He got there from the USPHL's system, folks. And if you're watching at home right now and you're wondering, how does my son become John Deroche? How does my son get on the cover of a magazine? How does my son have a behind-the-scenes issue out on the internet, out on USPHL Network? How does my son get talked about by a guy as stupid as Dan K? How does this guy talk about my son? And you know, the way you get there is by working in a system like the USPHL's, or just working in the USPHL system. It's a tier system, you know, and there's levels. And what happens is, it's like Shrek says, ogres have layers. The USPHL has layers, and you start as young as 16U futures, and you work your way up through these teams, organizations, you know, and you're working up through different coaches, but you always have the same message, and each coach is on the same page, and you're learning the same things, and then you build upon it. You know, you get your defense at one level, you get your offensive mind at the next level, you start working on your skill play at the next level, and you really learn to be a team and an organizational player. And I'll tell you what, I'm a guy who played collegiate baseball, and coaches want guys that are system players. They want guys that are going to buy in. And when you work in a system like this, you learn to buy in. You learn that it's okay to be that freshman year. Even for some of you guys that are the 21-year-old freshmen when you head out there. I know when I was working with the Flyers, we had a few of those guys. We had Trevor Gooch, we had Ryan Badger joking around about being those older freshmen. You know, you walk in, you're older than most of the seniors on the team. But you know, that guy, that 21-year-old Trevor Gooch, that Ryan Badger is not going to have a problem with it because he's an organizational guy. He's working with a Jared Beach who is breaking it down to him. They're working with a Rob Badger who's letting you know you don't matter as much as you think you do unless you're a part of the team. You're a part of the whole, and that's what these players are becoming. And you meet John Deroche, you look at him in that behind-the-scenes video, and you see that player. You see an organizational guy. You see a guy in John Deroche that's a blue-collar guy, going to get on the ice. He's going to make things happen. He's going to create situations, and he's going to make things happen for his teammates, most importantly. It's not the John Deroche show. He's not out there. He's not skating around. He doesn't have the halo over him. He's not looking for the support. He is looking to support others, and he's looking to use his mentality, his ability to create on the ice. That's the kind of hockey player they want at the next level, folks. That's the kind of hockey player you become by playing in the United States Premier Hockey League. And it says right here on the cover, I'm looking at it right now, the nation's Premier Hockey League. And that's what it is. And we're sitting here right now. We've got the USPHL Network launched this year. You know, we've had our first 4 feeler out shows. We're working through a hurricane right now. And we have a Junior Whalers showcase going on in this hurricane right now, folks. We're shooting this in the middle of this. We're in the middle of the storm, the eye of the storm, and we are battling through because this league is about getting you showcased, getting you seen, and making you a better player regardless of weather. There could be blizzards out in the USPHL Midwest, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Not about blizzards, but we'll talk about the Midwest. But this is a league that's not going to be stopped by a hurricane. This league has hurricane force moving forward, and we need you to jump on board. We want you to get on board. Let's go, folks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here on the USPHL hotline. Where in the world is Dan Kemchek? Where in the USPHL is he? He's in Hampton Roads, Virginia, talking to Brad Jones, head coach for the Hampton Roads Junior Whalers USP3 squad, and also a broadcaster. He does a little bit of it all. How's it going, Brad?
I'm good, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing great, but not as great as the Hampton Roads Junior Whalers have been doing on the ice at both levels. Now, I know you work with both levels. You coach one, broadcast the other, so you're watching each and every game. You got 2 teams right now, both sitting in first place in their divisions and in their leagues. Where's this organizational success coming from, Brad?
Yeah, it's been a great start to the year for both teams. One of the unique things we do as an organization is, you have these early showcases and opportunities for these players is to get this early exposure from these college scouts. We do 6 weeks of summer training, so we're starting the week after the 4th of July with a strong majority of these guys in town skating and training for 6 weeks leading up into the preseason. And when that puck drops, we want to be prepared as possible to not only win hockey games, but give kids the opportunity to put themselves on the map with these college scouts. And, for our elite team, they're picking up where they left off last year. They ran away with the division, I think, by about 13 points over the Florida Eels, and 9-1 already this year. I think they've won 8 straight games now. They're 5 points up on Palm Beach right now, so it's an absolutely good start for them. They've been on fire, and for the USP3 team, bit of a down year last year. Had a lot of young guys on the team, and those guys have come back this year. Guys like John Mokovich, Brandon Osmondson, Kalen Bolanowski, Alex Ouellette, Zach Alvarado, that are moving into their second year of juniors now and have really started to figure things out. It's clicked for them, and we're definitely off to a great start. Excited to be in the position that we're in, but they don't hand out trophies at the quarter point of the season, so we still got a lot of work to do.
That's right, and you just run off those names there. And the amazing thing about the success of your season is we're just 5 episodes into the Dan K Show, and we've already named just about every one of those guys. And another guy we've named, Kyle Perkowski from the elite level. Now, you broadcast the games. Kyle had a bit of a nifty celebration there. He seems to be a character, seems to be a leader on the ice. What has Kyle Perkowski, with his 14 goals, 4 assists, and 18 points on the year, really done to fortify that elite squad?
Kyle is an exciting player, and he likes to get the boys pumped up when he scores those goals. But, if you look at the team as a whole, they're the highest scoring team in the division. You got 5 guys there with multiple points on this season. They got depth throughout the lineup. They really got, 2 first lines that can really make you pay. Kyle's not even the leading scorer on the team. Dominic Moore is a veteran returner that's really led the way for us with 19 points. The captain, Jacob Pearson, also a returner, is making some big things happen, and Sean Tannenbaum, the veteran in net, have really helped carry this team. So Kyle's been a huge part of it, but there's been absolute great depth across the board for the team.
Of course, you don't go 9-1 and 9-1-0 without having a little depth now. We go into your team, the USP3, and you talk about a turnaround year here. Do you think you have what it takes? I know you don't get a trophy now, but do you think with the style of play you're putting out there on the ice every day, put your coaching hat on now, can you guys take a title from this USP3 level?
I definitely think we have an opportunity to do that this year. We're still working hard in practice every day. We don't feel complacent or anything like that. Want to keep making sure we're improving our game. We got a lot of work to do to play a 200-foot game and improve our defensive zone. We've dug ourselves out of some early season holes. We came back from down 3-0 to Palm Beach this weekend, scored 4 in a row to win that game late in the last 15 minutes of the game. So there's been some games where we've kind of put ourselves in some tough situations, but we fought through some adversity, and it's been great to see the guys really band together and fight through that. And as a group, it's important for us to kind of keep working on improving those things through film, through practice, and all that to improve our game as a whole to make sure that we are a title contender coming the end of the season.
Now, you talk about fighting through adversity. You guys hosted the showcase, the Southern Showcase this weekend with the Hampton Roads Junior Whalers. You fought through some adversity with a storm to really showcase these players. You guys battled through hurricane possible conditions, Hurricane Joaquin Phoenix coming up the coast there, bothering everybody. Now, what are you guys, what's so important? Let's put it this way. You guys are a solid squad on both levels, and you're showcasing your own talents by winning games at the USP3 and elite levels. What is the importance of having events like this showcase on your own ice to really help out the whole league as a whole?
Yeah, these showcases are huge for the USPHL. It gives all these scouts an opportunity to come down and not just see two teams on the ice during a weekend, but they get to watch 40 hockey games, even more when you go up to Marlboro for the winter showcase. You go down or showcase in November. Palm Beach is going to be in December. Great opportunities for these schools to come and see everybody in the league in one location all at the same time. And it saves these guys at the university level. It saves them money. It saves them trips, and it gives them a phenomenal opportunity to scout these players all, like I said, in one location and make their picks for who they think can make the jump to college hockey.
Now, you guys, on top of helping out the college scouts and all being in the same building at the same time, you guys brought some HD video to the ice, and there's some videos on USPHL.com that the fans can check out and really see some of the great things that went on during that weekend. You got to call some of the games with that HD. What was the broadcasting like, and how was the play throughout the weekend from that angle?
Yeah, it was great to have. As an organization, we really wanted to, this is our first opportunity to host one of these showcases, and we really wanted to make sure that we left an impression on the schools that were there, the teams that were there, and on the league that we can really put on a first-class event. And making the move to the HD broadcast was something that has been in the works for a while for our regular season games, and we kind of timed it just right with John Fiore and everyone over at Fast Hockey. Has been great in working with us, and was able to get us that HD encoder. Nate Wood from Fast Hockey came down for the weekend. He was absolutely tremendous. He was the engineer for the weekend, got it all set up, and we were excited to have it for the weekend, and not just the weekend, we have it for the rest of the season now. So we're really looking forward to continuing to improve the quality of our product we put out on the ice, and that we're feeding through Fast Hockey to all of our parents and fans watching from afar. And
that's when you know a good organization, really paying attention to detail, each and everything from the broadcast down to the play on the ice, really taking care of. A great weekend for all. Now, we'll finish off the questioning here. I'll let you go after this. There's rumors that there was a private chef at the Hampton Roads Junior Whalers Showcase. And now, what does that have to do? Does that have anything to do with your success on the ice as a team, or was that just a showcase thing?
That was a showcase thing for us. We wanted to make sure we were setting the bar for the league and putting forth a quality product for this showcase, and we were excited to have Chef Troy Camacho come down from the Culinary Institute of Virginia. He's actually the dad of one of our Pee Wee players as well, and you got late games where teams got to play again early in the morning. They don't get out of the rink till late. Maybe you got a game on the last day of the weekend. You want to get on the bus and get home. We wanted to make sure that we weren't sending these kids through the drive-thrus or having to order 15 pizzas late at night. Chef Camacho was phenomenal throughout the weekend. He had a different menu item every day with some proteins, starches, vegetables, things like that. Had fresh, hot food prepared, and the kids and the staff for each team got to come through after their games, and they got a plate of food, got served it right there. They could eat it on site, or they could take it to go, and it was just kind of a nice little thing to have. I know as a coach myself, when we travel to these faraway showcases, sometimes you got those late games, and it's hard to find places that are open to feed 20, 25 guys. So we wanted to make sure we went the extra mile to make sure these incoming teams were taken care of.
Head coach of the Hampton Junior Whalers USP3 team, a broadcaster, executive director of Whaler Nation, hockey director for Chilled Ponds Ice Sports Complex. Brad Jones, you're a busy man, and I'm very happy you took some time to talk to me today.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks so much, Brad. Brad, great.
Hey, Shootsy Ska!
Oh, not a very good weekend for me. As you can tell, I haven't been able to find my razor, and if you're a pro football fan, It's enough about me. Enough about me. Let's talk about some good news. USPHL Flyers alumni news. As the USPHL Flyers Premier Division alum, Ryan Badger and Trevor Gooch have gone on to score goals in their first games of Division I hockey action. Ryan went on to score his first goal for UMass, and Trevor went on to score his first goal for Colorado College. Great start to their collegiate careers. If Dan Kay was calling those games, he would have been like, "The Gooch is on the loose!" And he would have been like, "Badgering the witness, no. Badgering the goaltender, yes." This is Ryan for he shoots, he scores, and those are my biscuits for your baskets.
Storm rages on in the background. We rage on here. Don Johnson suit on, making me feel Miami Vice, folks. And not the Miami Vice that Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx tried again. Love both of them. You gotta love Colin Farrell, gotta love Jamie Foxx. But I mean, come on, guys, don't remake Miami Vice. It's not a full length movie to be remade. It's Don Johnson. Maybe if you remade it with an older Miami Vice Senior Edition, and maybe they were a little bit older, the cases went a little bit slower, they were in a more of a confined region of Florida, not really Miami, maybe like New Smyrna Beach or something like that. But we move on, I digress. Kleiner 7 Things, we spoke about it. He gave us a plug on the first show. We gave him a plug back. And what we want to talk about here, Kleiner 7 Things is a great place to get your USPHL news. And we talk about bringing this organization, this league, to the next level. This is something that's doing that for us, along with the Dan K Show. Kleiner 7 Things is our print version of bringing you your news, your daily needs, your daily wants, what you need to know about this USPHL weekend, or the next, or a week coming up, or showcases coming up. This past week we had the Hampton Junior Whalers. We had their 7 things, the 7 things you need to know leading in. And that's Mike Klein. Mike Klein is a guy who writes for a lot of different junior hockey, college hockey publications. He's a guy who knows the landscape of the sport. He is a genius when it comes to hockey. You talk to him and he's a virtuoso. He knows a little bit about everything in the game. That's what I try to be all around. I try to be a virtuoso, you know what I mean? I'm a dancer, I'm a singer, I'm a performer, I'm a comedian, you know what I mean? Mostly I'm a model. It's the looks. It's the good looks. But Mike Klein's a guy who's a virtuoso in the hockey world. He's a virtuoso in the sense of knowing anything. I got a question? Call up Mike Klein. Hey, Kleiner, what's up, man? I need to know a little bit about Jimmy Vesey. They're saying he's going to win the Hobie Baker Award this year. Is that true? Jimmy going to win it? He hops on the phone. Dan, first of all, please stop calling me after midnight. I'm tired at this time. I need to go to bed. I work hard. But he still gets on the phone. He lets me know Jimmy Vesey is the guy. He's the guy this year. And you know where he came from, folks? The South Shore Kings, USPHL Elite Players. And it's a play on words. He's an elite player at the next level. But Kleiner, read it. Kleiner 7 Things. Read it each week. Get to know it. And maybe your child's going to be on there. Maybe your son, maybe you're going to have yourself in there. Maybe your teammate's going to be there. Maybe yourself. You're watching at home. You're a player. Maybe it's you. Kleiner 7 Things each and every week, and I have it featured in USA Junior Hockey Magazine this week. Next, we move into what I love the most. My favorite article that I read. And it's an article about a little show that's changed the junior hockey landscape. It's changed my life. It's changed Lucas's life as he tries to kayak through streets to get here for this show. I don't know if he'll make it, but it's definitely changed his life. If he doesn't make it here, then he's probably swimming somewhere on Route 9 of New Jersey. But this show, the Dan K Show, featured in USA Junior Hockey Magazine. And I look at the cover right now. I'm looking at it on my computer next to me. I almost spilled coffee on my Don Johnson blazer. That would have been very upsetting. Coffee does not come out of white clothing. But I look at it, and it says featuring, and I see John Deroche's face on the cover. Great kid, great athlete. You could tell this guy's got it all going. Next, I see featuring John Deroche's name again. And you know what I mean? A little overkill, guys. That's John Deroche twice. That's a face of John Deroche, and then the name of John Deroche. I mean, I got it with the face, and I got it with John Deroche on the cover. After that, we get the Dan K Show, and I mean, my life's about top billing. My life's about being on top of the billing. You know what I mean? When I signed up for this show, I said, put my name on it. They said, we can't spell your last name. I said, don't worry about spelling it. Just put the letter K up there. People will get that it's me. but we're not on the cover, and I thought, I talk about organizational guys, you know what I mean? Lucas and I, organizational guys. Look at this guy. Look at his face. This is a cover face. This is a face made for the cover of USA Junior Hockey Magazine, so work on that, folks. Josh Boyd, that's you. I know you're watching USA Junior Hockey Magazine. You do an incredible job, folks. Josh Boyd, look him up. This guy does work. This guy works hard. He was working day and night, working with us to get this together. Great job, Josh Boyd, on this, but only thing you did wrong, leaving me off the cover. Let's move on before I get too upset.
Grrr! Huh. That's not Dan. Those are pirates. They found me. No, please. Don't. Ah!
Folks, we're back. And joining me, Lucas has officially been taken away by pirates. And one of those pirates was apparently Hippo Flashlight here, as you can see by the patch he has on his eye. That has nothing to do with being a pirate. He just got some LASIK surgery recently. And he's getting... hippos need better eyesight, and that's a cause that I really care about. Bob Barker had his cause at the end of every Price is Right, have your pet spayed and neutered. I really care about hippos getting LASIK vision, is, LASIK eye surgery for hippos. Have your hippo get LASIK eye surgery. They have very poor eyesight. It's a problem in the hippo community. But moving on to the USPHL community, the Midwest, and this is a place... I've loved working with the USPHL Midwest so far this year. President John Schwartz getting on Good Day Chicago. The Chicago Cougars getting on national television. It's not national. Now it's national because we put it online, but regional television we'll call it in Chicago. But then they go national because it's all over the internet. It's all online. It's everywhere you want to put it. And John Schwartz taking the Chicago Cougars out there. In the meantime, they're out there winning every single game they play. This Chicago team is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous team John's put together. You got Dell's Ducks out there who allow me to say quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth every weekend when they win. Gotta love Dell's Ducks. And you got a team who I think people might be getting worried I'm playing favoritism on because I'm still trying to figure out where they exist. The Kalkaska Rhinos, brought to you by Peter Rossi, the Director of Communications with Kalkaska. Gotta love these Kalkaska Rhinos. Every week they send us some highlights to put on the show. Folks, if you want to get your highlights on the show, send them to us. But the Kalkaska Rhinos, I looked up Kalkaska. Someone tweeted to us here at the Dan K Show, and they said, Dan, why can't you just get Google Maps and look up where Kalkaska is? And I said, what's Google Maps? I didn't know. What's Google Maps? What is Google Maps? So I Google Google Maps, and Google comes up and says, this is Google Maps. Very confusing situation because I'm in Google, Googling Google Maps. So you start Googling Google, you're going to have problems. And I get to Google Maps and I type in Kalkaska. First thing that comes up, picture of a fish statue. Hashtag fish statue. If you could tell me what is that fish statue all about in the middle of your town of Kalkaska, I would love to know. Because I have no clue why there's a fish statue that comes up on Google. But I do know that the USPHL Midwest, they have a lot of teams that are bringing just different storylines to the league now. You have a lot of players. You got guys like Zach Reimers at Forest Lake, who scores 976,000 goals in his first 11 games. This kid doesn't stop scoring. The Zach attack, Zach Reimers. You have goaltenders aplenty. You got shutouts galore going on in the USPHL Midwest. And, I just can't wait to see these storylines grow. And in the
Dan, it's me. I know you're worried, but I just want to let you know that I am okay. I am trapped at Rutgers. There's quite a bit of thunder and rain and lightning happening around me right now, but I appear to be safe. Punks are roaming the streets freely, and as of about an hour ago, most sorority girls have literally lost the ability to even. Ration-wise, I'm down to about 2 Red Bulls and half a slice of pizza, and my phone is about 10% battery. But I'm going to try to deliver some Midwest power rankings for you, because I know you miss me. I miss you too, buddy. Number 5, the Wisconsin Rapids River Kings. 5-1, 26 goals for, 11 against. Defensive standout this week, led by goaltender Link Furch, who's got a .920 save percentage so far on the season. Number 4, the Tri-City IceHawks, going 6-1 so far this year. 32 goals for, 9 goals against. They swept Kalkaska over the weekend in 2 dominant performances, winning 7-2 and 5-1. Number 3, Dell's Ducks. 6-2 so far in the year, 48 goals for, 16 against. Led by their dynamic duo. 2 of the highest points getters on the team, David Kaplan and Sherman Mowry. Kaplan, 11 goals and 2 assists, averaging 3 points per game. And Sherman Mowry, 5 goals, 6 assists, averaging 2 points per game. Number 2, the Forest Lake Lakers. 6-2 so far in the season, 51 goals for and 22 against. Zachary Reimers winning Forward of the Week again. And coming in at number 1, the Chicago Cougars. 9-0 on the season, 59 goals for, 13 against. Overall, a dominant performance so far by the Cougars this season. There's no disputing the fact they're number 1. They've got 7 players with 10 points or more. Yeah, that's really all you need to say about that team. And that's why they're number 1 in the power rankings. Dan, if this is the last thing that you ever see of me, just know you weren't that great of a captain. I could have totally been a much better captain than you if you had just given me the chance. I mean, I've got it all. I've got the looks, I've got the humor, I've got the personality, I've got the beard. But, you know. Oh, God. The phone's dead. Dan? Dan, where are you? Help me.
Let's get into some European hockey. And, you know, these are the foreign players are the ones that I really love because these are guys that are putting their you talk about guys that come from like the West Coast and play on the East Coast. They're putting their lives away, but they're in the same country, they're in the same culture. These people from Europe that are coming to play, these guys, these athletes, they're throwing away what they have at home, their culture, their life. They're leaving that behind to come join this culture and learn about American hockey and try to get into American college institutions to try to do something that maybe no one else in their family's ever done. And one team that's leading the charge is the Okanagan European Eagles. And this is a squad coming out of Europe that has a whole list of names I cannot pronounce nor come close to pronouncing. My favorite name, and this is my favorite name this year. This is my favorite name this year. Name of the year right now. By the end of the year, Lucas and I are going to have an award show. And we're going to be giving out awards for Name of the Year. We're going to be giving out the All-Flow Team Awards, all these things. There's a player, a forward. And now let me look up his stats here. We're going to click into the screen. He's a year 96. And he's 5'11", 164 pounds, and his name is Romain Wild. Romain Wild? Romain Wild, folks. That sounds like the greatest salad you could ever order in a restaurant. Romain Wild. That sounds like you're going to get some onion rings thrown in there. Like, it's basically not even a salad. Like, that kind of thing. Like, you're going to a diner. I'm ordering Romain Wild every time I see it on the menu. And you know what? I'm ordering this player up. This is Romain Wild. He's got 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points, a 1-2-3 stat line. Very even stat line early. He's only played 5 games thus far. And this is a guy who's going to be a scorer in the USPHL Premier level. A player to look out for, and someone to look out for the All-Star team later this year. He's, right now, just because of the name, got my vote. I don't think that's a fair way to vote, and I think that's why they don't allow me to have a vote in the All-Star game, because mostly my votes revolve around the hair and whether your name's Romain Wild or not. So everyone not named Romain Wild, starting behind the 8 ball here with me up here in the booth. But we go to their leading scorer, Marvin Alina, 4 points on the year, 2 goals, 2 assists, and number 77. Marvin's had a great season thus far, and this is a guy, he might get on the all-flow team. He's got kind of the faux hawk going for him, and he's 6 feet tall, 198 pounds. He's got the body, and this is where the USPHL comes into play at the premier level. This is a guy who's got the body, and he's trying to put together the skill work, the little things, the little touches, the little tweaks you got to make to a player's game. Hockey's it's a fickle beast. It's a funny sport, and it's something where you're always a centimeter away from just taking it to a whole nother level of play. And that's where this guy is. That's where Marvin Alina is. This is someone who 2 months from now could be the guy in this league. And it's just little things, little tweaks. And that's what the USPHL does for you. You get that organizational structure we spoke about, and it builds you as an individual player. They've got some great goalkeeping coming out of there. Okanagan European Eagles, a team to watch. Team that is put behind the culture of their own homes to come here. We thank you for coming to America. And I don't just want to talk about Okanagan, because some of these other players from other countries are looking at me right now going, what about me, Dan? I'm here. I'm playing in America. I've put my culture behind. My favorite player in the USPHL put his culture behind, Daniel Gerasimov. And I don't just like him because he's got the same first name as me, which is a lot of the reason why. But this is a Henrik Lundqvist. I watch this guy. This is the next level of goaltending. This is the next guy. This is the next guy up. Watch out for Daniel Gerasimov of the Springfield Picks. Angles, perfect. Goaltending, perfect. Pad work, perfect. Glove work, perfect. Mixes the blocker in. Able to play the puck outside the net. Able to move with the puck. Able to get the puck around. There was a couple times where he created breakaway chances. This guy almost had assists in the games I was watching at Daniel Gerasimov. Everything you want in a goaltender, Gerasimov's got. He's got the height, he's got the size, he's got the body work, he's got the moving pads. He was deking people out of shots. I watched a Flyers team that scores in bunches, just second-guessing themselves aplenty against Gerasimov all weekend long in a 2-game series. And they spoke about it. They spoke about the quality of him. And, just in that matchup, I want to talk about players coming from other countries. Gerasimov comes from Russia, Moscow, Russia, a beautiful place. Now, you move to Jacob Gamelgard and Chris Astrom of the Philadelphia Flyers who were playing against them. 2 guys, a Swede and a guy from Denmark, a Danish guy. I love Danishes. Not just the people, but the food. I mean, who doesn't love a Danish? Who doesn't love a good Danish once in a while? But, Astrom and Gamelgard are 2 players. You got a forward and a defenseman for this Flyers squad who are kind of working together. 2 completely different cultures, and they get lumped together. They're working together. There's just so much building going on. There's cultural building, there's player building, there's individual building, there's team building going on in the USPHL. This is the place to be. If you're in another country right now, hopefully you speak the same language as the Dan K Show because we are not translated yet in your language, and I can't speak it. I've barely mastered English. I am not very multicultural. I'm Polish and Irish, therefore I'm dumb and have a temper. And I very easily get sunburn. I need a lot of suntan lotion. I mean, there's a hurricane going on right now. I went outside in this white suit. This is my skin tone. This is not a blazer, and I got sunburn out there. And it's October and there's a hurricane. So, but let me put it out there, folks. USPHL, read this USA Junior Hockey magazine. Read it, get to know it, get to know the league. And if you're not joined on, if you're not on the bandwagon, you better hop on because it's moving away fast. The last time I told people to hop on a bandwagon, it was my best bud from high school, Matt McAndrew, who is now runner-up on The Voice, famous musician, playing with Adam Levine. Check out Matt McAndrew, by the way. But that's the last time I told someone to hop on a bandwagon. And I told him a couple months before that occurred, and a lot of people missed out on that bandwagon. Don't miss out on the USPHL.
Hello. Welcome to the Empty Net. Today, Dan and Lucas will answer your Twitter questions.
Welcome to the Empty Net, the first Empty Net I've ever done without Lucas Jones. And, you always watch these shows and you see the curmudgeons, You see the Felix to every Oscar, the Oscar to every Felix. And you see that guy and while he's there, you're like, oh, he's grumpy. And he's not as good as the host. He's an assistant captain. This guy's the captain. He doesn't have the same energy that this guy brings. He's upset. He's kind of, when he gives a pro, Luke gives a con. And then you realize when he's not here that the show's pretty good without him. I mean, I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed doing this on my own. But I'll let Lucas come back. I mean, he's trying to kayak here for this one. Let's move into the final segment, the Empty Net. Our question this week, can Jimmy Vesey, former USPHL player, former South Shore King, can he win the Hobey Baker? The answer is yes. Jimmy Vesey out of Harvard. How about them apples, right? This is a kid, you don't go to Harvard by accident. Harvard doesn't just accept you. They don't just go, hey, you're real good at hockey. Come play at Harvard. Don't come over here. We'll give you a Harvard law degree. We'll pack you a cab at a Habba. We'll put you down there, That's my impression of Baston, actually. But Jimmy Vesey is a guy who we talk about building all the tools at this level. He built them. He had a lot of them. And then he built onto them with the Kings. Moves up to the collegiate level. Just gets more great coaching at Harvard. Obviously, you're going to get some intelligent coaching there. I think Harvard's a team that's going to make some waves on its own on the ice this year, do some things, make their way through. I think expect Harvard in the Frozen Four towards the end of the year. That's going to be my first big-time prediction. Big-time prediction, put an Ivy League school there. Jimmy Vesey, I think Hobey Baker winner this year, not just Hobey Baker favorite. I think you put it in the bag. I think you put your gear in the bag, you skate it home, because there's no reason to pick anybody but Jimmy Vesey right now. Folks, this has been an incredible week on Dan K Show, Miami Vice. And I've had a wonderful time. If you enjoyed my blazer, let me know. Tweet #GreatBlazerDan, and I'll look it up. I'll find it, and it's not really going to get in the show. I'm just going to be really happy that you said #GreatBlazerDan. We love that you guys watch each week, but we want you to get more involved. As we say every time, tweet us. Tweet to us at USPHL Network. I will make an entire show based on your questions if you want. Send us the questions. We will answer every single one. I will answer every one on this show that gets sent to me. You will get on the show if you ask a question. #DanKShow. We love that you watch. We love that you're here. I like getting a week off of Lucas. The hippo likes his eyes. His eyes are getting better. He just dropped his eye patch. I am happy you watched. Parting words? In the words of Lucas Jones, I got nothing. This has been the Dan K Show. And remember, it's always hockey night when Dan K's on the mic.